to do. Ready? Cool. Alright, so here is what you're responding to next class. I want you to bring in notes. I want you to use your book. I want you to have lines in the book highlighted, annotated, ready to go. You need textual support. This is a literary analysis. So, your prompt is this. How is the theme of, use one of the thematic topics listed below, central to Sherman Alexie's purpose in writing the collection of stories, The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fist Fight in Heaven? I want you to use one or two stories only. One or two. Do not try to encapsulate the entire book within your essay. You will fail. They're all short stories, guys. Okay? And even though some of the characters connect to the other stories, you still will not be able to encapsulate the theme within your essay in 40 minutes. It's a time writing after all. Time writing. So, here are some of the topics that you can use. And you can use other ones, as we're going to discuss. Love and hate. Resiliency. Forgiveness. And you can definitely tie in the poem, right? Storytelling. Thomas builds the fire. Tradition. Spirituality. I think this is a real dicey one, but if you want to go that way, go for it. The forced sterilization of American Indians. Warriors. Basketball. Dancing. I put the basketball in there for you guys for a reason. If you want to make an attempt to use it, I think it would be kind of cool because pretty much every story they discuss basketball. And it says at least two of the short stories. I'll change that to one, okay? But I want quotes. You must have quotes. And I'm going to show you how to construct this bad boy. Questions before I start typing. Okay, if you want to include mascot conversation, you may. We've had a number of discussions about that. If you want to talk about the portrayal of Tonto, you can. Alright? So, let's take a look at this. I want you, first, when I give you these essays, I want you to copy what it is that I said. I do. It's not plagiarism. I'm teaching you how to write. So however I open it, if you want to use that, go for it. If you want to try to find synonyms, because you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not going to use the same thing that Grzeda said, man. That's not cool. I understand. But I want you to start understanding what I want you to do with organic, incremental writing structure. Your thesis statement should not be three-pronged, but it can be. That seems like the complete, juxtaposition right there. It can be, okay? But I really want to encourage you to write a thesis statement that's direct, very simple, and then go forth and conquer it. So let's take a look. And Andrew, you can just go ahead and videotape the screen while I write. That way you're not looking at me. If I start walking around, you can hit me on the camera if you want. So, which theme do you want me to discuss?
Basketball.
Basketball?
I'd say love and hate.
Love and hate? What else? I don't have enough research on me right now.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Or we can do tradition. We like talking about tradition.
Tradition's good. What story should we focus on?
Indian education. Yes.
Ooh, Indian education. Bravo. So let's turn to Indian education, y'all.
What page is that on?
I'm looking.
71.
71. Wait, 71?
171.
Oh, 171. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, bravo. Okay. So, how do I open this bad boy? Like this. What's our thematic topic?
What do we decide on?
What do you want to decide on? We have Indian education. We have pretty much any of these themes can be really discussed.
Love and hate. That's a really powerful.
Tradition.
Love and hate, tradition.
Forced sterilization.
Thank you, Tyler. Always keep it interesting.
What do you mean? That is interesting.
It is interesting, I agree. I don't think I have enough outside information to back up my thesis, though. So, we have, thank you, I know. Tradition or love and hate? Which one do you want to go with?
Basketball.
Love and hate?
No. Tradition.
Alright, let's look through. I'm going to start with love and hate, and if we can, we'll go through and hit tradition as well. Alright? I think Kirk's right. Tradition might be a little bit easier in this particular story, but let's take a look. Alright? So, how do I start this bad boy? What do I want to do?
Dear reader.
No!
Out of the classroom.
Nonsense. I haven't kicked anyone out of the classroom in here.
So you have it before?
No. Attack. Attack the prompt. Brooke is 100% correct. No first person in a literary analysis. Uh-oh. So what do we say? Let me show you. Comment.
Very simple.
I like your vocabulary.
Thank you. What else? What else? What did I do? I attacked, but how?
You're specific.
You were just
No
stating something.
freaking fluff.
It's very interesting about the American Indian literature. We see some really amazing...
No! Blah! Be direct. When we start getting into our debates, you're going to have to hit those things directly with concrete details. You have to be direct. I'm not saying going as awkward as the Barbie D doll essay, which we'll hopefully still get to today. But again, you need to be direct. It is evident that Sherman Alexie is exemplifying the theme of love and hate in the short story Indian Education within his novel, The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fist Light in Heaven. Guys, you have to put the author, you have to put the novel, and because this is a collection of short stories, you have to be specific and show which short story you're discussing. Now what do I do?
Give a quote?
Not yet.
No.
Good idea.
Alright.
Hey, you're fine. Thank you for participating.
Give at least one example that you're not going to use in your body paragraph.
Okay, we're not there yet. I still haven't done one thing with this opening. He's exemplifying love and hate. Not how.
When?
I like by. What do you mean by by?
What he's doing, what happens in the story.
You guys are close. You're dancing around it. We want to say, for what reason? Why is he exemplifying love and hate within this story? Why? What is he trying to show us? Come on, think about the story about the teacher.
The teacher hates on the kid, even though he loves it.
He wants us to feel bad for them.
Okay? So, we might want to say this. Following up to the first sentence.
Now you're just showing off.
Ooh, semicolon. Games. Crazy.
Job with a
So, comment.
We can't be, that was people like the birds in the street.
Anyway. Comment. What's that? So what? It is a tough theme, absolutely, but we can look at it. I agree with Brooke. Let's look though. American Indians feel the juxtaposition. What's the juxtaposition?
Is it similar to oppression?
We talk about juxtaposition a lot, but what is a juxtaposition?
Is it how they stand, like they're thinking?
A juxtaposition are two opposing ideas put next to each other to show the contrast. Like love and hate, right? Love and hate are two opposite ideas. Right? They're put next to each other for what purpose? Well, we have to take a look, right? Okay? We have to show what that effect is. So the juxtaposition of love and hate in every aspect of their lives. The education of American Indians in the short story displays how they encountered this and with whom for the effect of personalizing the story with the reader. What does that mean, personalizing the story with the reader?
Connecting.
What?
Connecting with them.
Yeah, how we feel. Let's take a look. Here we go. Let's look. On page 172, second grade. Let's look, second grade. Betty Towle, missionary teacher, red-headed and so ugly that no one ever had a puppy crush on her, made me stay in for recess 14 days straight. Tell me you're sorry, she said. Sorry for what? I asked. Everything, she said, and made me stand straight for 15 minutes, eagle-armed with books in each hand. One was a math book, the other was English. But all I learned was that gravity can be painful. For Halloween, I drew a picture of her riding a broom with a scrawny cat on the back. She said that her God would never forgive me for that. Once, she gave the class a spelling test, but set me aside and gave me a test designed for junior high students. When I spelled all the words right, she crumpled up the paper and made me eat it. You'll learn respect, she said. She sent a letter home with me that told my parents to either cut my braids or keep me home from class. My parents came in the next day and dragged their braids across Betty Towle's desk. Indians, Indians, Indians. She said it without capitalization. She called me Indian, Indian, Indian. And I said, yes, I am. I am Indian, Indian, I am. What can this story show with regards to this particular thematic topic?
How much should he send?
For what reason? What, Sammy? He's an Indian and therefore
Inferior.
inferior. Okay? So, the next paragraph. We're done with the introduction. That's all you need to put. We eliminate the fluff, y'all. So what did I do real quick right there?
You gave an example of that, and that's what
That is correct. I gave an example and backed it up with textual support. So let's take again a look at this. Right? Now, I want you to see what I'm doing here and what I want you to try to copy. I want you to try to do this. This shows mastery of analysis of literature. The teacher that the narrator encounters in 2nd grade embodies the hate of that American Indians go through. I'll change that in a second. Alexie argues that the missionary teacher, red-headed and so ugly that no one ever had a puppy crush on her, hates American Indians. Okay? Now, what I've done here, notice that I've embedded the textual support within my assertion. That shows mastery writing. We don't want to sit there and reference the quote directly. The teacher was a meanie, and she was ugly, as we see in this quote on page 172. No! Don't reference the quote. Don't. It's used as background to prove your assertion without going, man, I got this figured out. It's in there. See, look. It's not what you're trying to do. You're embedding the quote within your assertion. Background, you're smart, we get it, move on. That is what you all need to learn to do. Embed that quote within your text. Now, what's interesting is that we can actually come up with something here. What is Alexie showing us, not only with the hatred that the teacher has for the Indians, but what is he showing?
Hatred towards the teacher.
Yeah. He's being mean to the teacher. There's a relationship there. There's a correlation. Okay? You can make that argument. I know some of you would like to.
Why'd you put that in quotations?
I'm making an assert. I guess it doesn't need to be in quotations. That's a great question. But you can put it in there if it's for lack of a better word. Like you can't think of something on the spot. You just put hatred. You know, he obviously dislikes the teacher herself.
Yeah.
Alexie does.
You're saying like hatred would be like a good word? And let's like put it in quotations.
I'm making a pretty bold assertion on what I think Alexie thinks. So, like, to say that Alexie hates white people, that's a pretty bold assertion. Okay? So, I would put it in parentheses to kind of soften that particular blow, because I'm not trying to, like, knock anyone out. I'm just trying to give them what I think, in my opinion. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll take him out for right now, though. Comment.
Oh, I think I come up with that.
Exactly. Exactly. What else? What else did I do?
He changed India to red man just to cause variation so it doesn't get boring.
Very good, Carter. Nice job. What else have I done? Oh, come on now. I know it's hump day. Whoop, whoop.
Argued the other side.
Yes. Okay? Yes. We need to start doing that. And you need to start thinking outside the box. I'm not just looking at the story, right? I'm looking at how we interpret this. We're like, oh, for God's sake. So another story that bashes white people, I'm really sick and tired of this. And some of you commented on that. You've commented on that for the past couple weeks. we are, in learning this story, in learning this whole book, we're looking at perspectives. We're also looking at truth, right? What is the truth? We don't know. But some of us don't believe that the Washington Redskin mascot should be changed, just because a minority of people want it to be changed. After all, we run this country, not Indians. They live on reservations. Okay? I'm half joking with that. Okay? But we have to acknowledge what is truth. And within your essay, you're able to discuss that. What are the themes that come across you? Are you blown away by alcoholism? Okay? Alcoholism to me is just a bunch of people walking around after going to a frat party. We laugh at people who are drunk walking down the street like, dude, look at that drunk guy. Look at that guy. He fell over. But this is a real topic, right? There's a serious side to it. So we need to figure out what truth is. And in tackling the big question, like I've been discussing this year, you need to think about what it is that you want to start focusing on. I think truth has been a pretty strong motif this year. Let's get back to the essay. Alright, so I've discussed this teacher. I've discussed how the readers might interpret her. Okay? But let's finish the point.
That's one word.
Nonetheless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey,
Okay, so I finished my point right there. Comment. How did I do it? I went on my tangent. We never go on tangents in this class, but I went on my tangent, and then I finished my point, which was what? What did I do?
you like reinstated the hate aspect.
Yes, bravo. I brought it back to the story. Nonetheless, the teacher does display the hatred and racism that American Indians feel in white America. Indians, Indians, Indians. She said it without capitalization. She called me Indian, Indian, Indian. Obviously, the teacher does not respect Indians and finds them to be an inferior type of human being. Yeah. Okay. Now, what would be the next thing that I would need to do in this particular essay?
Another example?
Another example, but exemplifying what?
Love.
Love. Okay? So the next paragraph needs to be something regarding love. Which part of this story could I show regarding love? There's another teacher in here.
4th grade.
Fourth grade. Yeah? Let's turn to 4th grade, y'all. Sorry, I said y'all. 4th grade. Go. You should, it's on page 174, be a doctor when you grow up, Mr. Shutter told me, even though his wife, the 3rd grade teacher, thought I was crazy beyond my years. My eyes always looked like I had just hit and run someone. Guilty, she said. You always look guilty. Why should I be a doctor, asked Mr. Schlutter. So you can come back and help the tribe, so you can heal people. That was the year my father drank a gallon of vodka a day, and the same year that my mother started 200 different quilts but never finished any. They sat in separate dark places in our HUD house, and wept savagely. I ran home after school, heard their Indian tears, and looked in the mirror. Dr. Victor, I called myself, invented an education, talked to my reflection. Dr. Victor to the emergency room. What do we see in this? Hope. Coming from love and appreciation, which your teachers should have for you on some level. Don't think weirdly of that, but strangely enough, I'm not going to say I love you, but I'm going to say that there should be some caring, some aspect that actually wants to see you succeed. And I do. I want to see you all succeed. That's why I'm mean to you sometimes. It's called tough love. Hey, Mr. Robles. Awesome.
Hey, just cruising by. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Well, we're actually, we're practicing for a time writing next class. I'm writing the essay. And Andrew up there, who's sitting on the windowsill, sorry about that, is filming the interaction of the class and me writing the essay up on the board. So, cool. Alright, so, yeah, and this will go on.
We're disrupting your film.
That's okay, it'll go up on the YouTube video.
We be in the credits?
Yeah. No credits. I did the video aspect. Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. Carry on.
Thank you. Feel free to just sit in if you want, but. Okay. Oh, awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
30 seconds of proceedings.
Yeah. All right. Is this on the essay? All right. Here we go. That's Mr. Dolman. He's going to be the principal of the new high school opening up next year. He's a very nice guy. Yeah, Rock Ridge over in Ashburn.
What is Ashburn?
All right, let's get back to the essay and then we can discuss that scene next. All right, here we go. All right, so.
Mr. G, this is getting ready to die.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Maybe if you hit it.
Press the on and off while you get that.
Okay. So what I'll do, Andrew, just go ahead and put it on me. Guys, what I'll do, just so you remember, we're going to finish this essay. So if the filming, Andrew's going to turn off the camera actually in a second. The next paragraph is going to discuss love, and then I'm going to discuss how you would conclude this essay. I'm going to put the essay on vision. Please watch this video, think about the discussion that we had, and consider that when completing your essay. Okay? All right, Andrew, go ahead and shut her off.